the moment. This is Antonio with Team Tiggio. I would love to thank you for all my new subscribers. We're dropping heat on my channel. Also, buckle up, dropping heat. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Let's dive into the content. All right, let's get into it.
Ms. Boulard and Mr. Darty, please raise your right hands.
I don't consent to swear in.
Okay, Mr. Darty, if you don't swear to tell the truth, I'm not going to let you testify. You understand?
That's a violation of due process. I don't want to swear in. I'm here by special appearance. I want to challenge the jurisdiction of the court.
You want to challenge the jurisdiction? How are you going to do that if you don't testify?
I'm not swearing in. I don't contest.
Okay, then I'm not going to let you testify, Mr. Darty.
Well, that's a violation of due process. I want this case dismissed.
You have your rights to appeal if you wish to do so, and I'll explain those to you after we get done with the hearing. Okay?
I contest to that.
Okay. I mean, that's your right. You'll have the right to appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ms. Boulard, unmute, please, and raise your right hand. Ms. Boulard, you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Ms. Overstreet, you have any other witnesses?
I need Miss Boudreaux.
Lola Boudreaux, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you put your hand down. So I'm looking at this case. This appears to be a transfer in from Fort Bend County. Is that correct, Miss Overstreet?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so there's a lot of history in this file, Miss Overstreet. Have you reviewed all this history?
I believe so, Your Honor. I
Okay, so
looked
there was a temporary order in this case at some time in the past. Is that also correct?
Oh, actually, I did not see that one. I may not have opened all of the transfer documents. I thought I had.
Yeah.
Do you know how many down it is?
No, it says temporary restraining order.
I apologize, Judge. I did not see that in our file and did not apparently open all of the documents, although I thought I had in the court's file.
Yeah. Let's see. Looks like this case was transferred to me. I'm trying to figure out how this is an agreed order to transfer this suit from Fort Bend County to Jefferson County if Mr. Darty didn't sign it.
I noticed that too, Your Honor.
All right, hold on one second. Let's find out something else.
I did see that.
All right, this appears I can't read the signature. So that's an associate judge that signed this order on October the 26th of 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. However, you've got another problem here. On January the 4th of 2021, the district court signed the temporary restraining order in this case.
I'm still trying to click on all of these and try to find that, Judge. I'm sorry. I hadn't found it yet. And who was it against?
Well, it was a no disruption restraining order. 362. Let's see if that's still the same cause number. 11/17 of 20. Well, you can't tell because they're all the same date.
Yeah.
Or additional order. It's according to mine, it's the last order on the second page of the Odyssey.
Okay, let me see. See, I only have one page, but maybe I can just look at the last one on here. No, that's an answer.
94862.
Then there's a notice of hearing.
So this is my quick history lesson on this case. I don't know when it was filed because they're not file stamped, so I can't tell when, and the dates are not accurate. It looks like the Attorney General's office filed some type of lawsuit in Fort Bend County in regards to these two children at some point in time in the past. I don't know when it was filed because they're not file stamped. So I don't know because they're all file stamped. Oh, wait, there it is. 8/16/22. I see it now. All right, so 8/16/22, the AG's office filed a lawsuit in Fort Bend County. And unfortunately, you filed that in the wrong cause number. So then you figured out the mistake and you attempted to correct it. And you attempted to correct it by filing a motion to consolidate. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that.
Eight.
See your order consolidating, but I don't see your motion.
6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, so you filed your lawsuit and then in October you discovered that there was already an existing cause number, and you filed a motion to consolidate those two cause numbers, and they were consolidated. Now you called it an agreed order, but you do not have Mr. Darty's signature on that order consolidating your suit with somebody else's. All right, let's see what else we can find out here. So correct my dates if I'm wrong, Miss Overstreet, but it appears that Mr. Daugherty beat y'all to the punch in Fort Bend County. His lawsuit was actually filed prior to yours.
It does look like that, Your Honor.
Okay. There also appears to be a temporary restraining order in this case. Let's see if I can find that. It is also kind of strange because it looks like it was signed. Okay, I think that I'm trying to figure out where the dates are. It's in the right.
I don't know because I'm still.
It's in the right cause number, but it looks like it's actually signed by the district court in January of 2021. Do you see that?
Judge, I've been opening every one of these, and everyone. I mean, there's so many, and I have not even found that one yet. Is there any way you could email it to me?
Nope, it's in the court's file.
Okay,
the public record that you have access to. You just have to that's the best I can do. All right.
And I don't know why we don't have one in our file either.
No, I can't help you there, unfortunately. I'm concerned that this temporary restraining order was signed in January of 2021. It was signed in this cause number, but I don't have a lawsuit on file at that time. Can you explain that to me, Ms. Overstreet?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Boulard, please unmute.
Okay.
Ms. Boulard, do you live in Jefferson County?
Yes.
How long you been here?
I've been back in Jefferson County since I want to say October.
October of last year?
Of 2022.
Okay, so you've been here about 6 months.
Yes, back in Jefferson County. Yep.
Did you know there was a restraining order that said you weren't supposed to be leaving Fort Bend County?
No.
Okay. 94862. It's in this cause number.
Judge, I did finally find that.
Yeah.
But have you seen the motion for it? Like who filed the motion?
I mean, but it's signed by the district court.
I know. I'm just wondering who even filed this because
I don't know.
And if anybody was served with it.
Well, if anybody was served with what?
This temporary order, or the motion for the temporary order.
It's signed by the judge. It's a valid court order until it's thrown out or overturned. The problem that I have, Ms. Overstreet, just so you can see where I'm looking at this is, I have district court involvement in a case that looks like prior to the AG involvement. And then the AG came in and filed a lawsuit in a completely different cause number. He filed motions and orders to consolidate and then transferred this case to a different county. I don't know that Mr. Daugherty was actually served with anything. You called them agreed orders in the consolidation and the transfer, but he didn't sign any of it. There's no record from anybody that any hearing was held. How did you transfer Mr. Daugherty's suit?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Yeah. You see your problem here, Ms. Overstreet?
Yes, Your Honor.
What you intend to do about it?
I don't know because I'm not sure if can it be transferred back.
I'm dismissing your lawsuit. So
okay,
you got an order. You got a court order signed by a judge that transfers this case from Fort Bend County to Jefferson County. I think it's here, but I don't see anything that leads me to believe that you had a right to do that to begin with.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's not enough information in the court file that was transferred to me that leads me to believe that Mr. Daugherty got notice, that Mr. Daugherty was served, that Mr. Daugherty was involved in any of this. He filed answers to all the lawsuits that were in here, and yet I don't see any notice that was sent to him for how he was defaulted in all these hearings. All that's got to be part of the record. You agree?
I do agree.
All right. Miss Boulard, unmute for me, please.
Okay.
Miss Boulard, I need you to understand there's some real complicated stuff going on here, and I'm gonna try to walk you through it. Okay.
Okay.
From what I can see in the lawsuit that was filed in Fort Bend County, it looks like Mr. Daugherty actually filed his lawsuit first. Okay. Now I can't. The court file that was transferred from Fort Bend to me is very limited, but so I can't go through it and see what all was served and what all wasn't served. Okay. But I know that there was a lawsuit filed by Mr. Daugherty and he filed first. And then he got a district judge to sign a court order that prohibited you from moving those children from Fort Bend County to Jefferson County. That's what that court order says. There's nothing in my court file that indicates that order was ever lifted. Okay. The AG's office then came in a couple months later and for some reason filed a lawsuit in a completely different cause number. Then they turned around and filed their own motions to consolidate their lawsuit with Mr. Daugherty's lawsuit. I don't see any notice in the file that indicates that Mr. Daugherty was given any notice that that was happening. He's the original petitioner in this lawsuit. They need to know that they need to show me proof that they sent him all of that information before they just went forward and got a judge to sign it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I can't see that in here. And that's what happens when cases gets transferred. Sometimes we're limited in the information that actually gets to us from the other court.
Okay.
All right. I know why they did that now. They did it because it was a very contested lawsuit between you and Mr. Daugherty and these two kids. Okay.
Right.
And I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the important part. The important part is those two children still aren't having their needs met, but I'm handcuffed by the law of process, the due process and civil procedure. I'm handcuffed by that. I can't go forward in this case and get that issue settled. Okay. So Mr. Daugherty may have rights to these kids. I don't know because there's not enough information in my file to be able to answer that question for me. And Mr. Daugherty's not going to swear in, and I understand he doesn't want to take part in the hearing. But so I'm just dismissing the suit. Oh, and by the way, I'm dismissing all of the suits.
All of it?
All of it. If they want to file a new lawsuit, they can start over.
Okay.
All right. Those kids been in Jefferson County long enough. Now, Mr. Daugherty could have a right to go out and hire an attorney if he wishes to do so, and he can file his own lawsuit to try to get the kids back to Fort Bend County. That's his right. Whether or not he does that, that's up to him, but that's his right. All right. So I'm dismissing the entire lawsuit that's filed under, because they're all together. They were all consolidated. So
Right.
they're all in one cause number now. So cause number F242335 is now dismissed by the 4D associate judge in this case. Any questions, Ms. Overstreet?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Boulard, do you have any questions?
No. So,
Okay.
well, the next step would be to refile.
Well, either the AG's office will refile, you go out and hire an attorney and you'll refile, or Mr. Daugherty will go out and hire an attorney and he'll refile, or he's perfectly capable of filing a lawsuit on his own. He's clearly shown that in the prior order that he has the ability to file a lawsuit. He knows how to do it. So he can file it himself.
Okay.
All right. So you clearly see that mom should be held in contempt for taking those kids out of the state of, I believe, Alabama. But now she's have taken the kids to Texas. And in hindsight, taking those kids to Texas, they had to throw out the case because dad filed first. So dad ain't no fool. He beat mom to it. She should be held in contempt. But nevertheless, Put it in the comment. How do you feel about this? Do you think mom was right and she should be able to take the kids what she want? Dad was right for the way he handled this. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe as we be coming to you more videos in the future. And once again, we will see you in the next video.